Everybody. Oh my god. I was making some donation and follower goal flyers that I posted on my Twitter if anyone is interested. Oh, I need to write some of this down. My brain has been a squirrely mess. It's fine, everybody. Okay. I've been trying to write down every idea that I come up with before I forget it because my brain has been squirrely. Anyways, hello everyone. I am a Twitch streamer, everybody. I'm an affiliate, everybody. Anyways, I'm here, guys. I'm here, and we're gonna be playing some more Aokana. I did want to bring your awareness to the little donation goal I have down there. I don't know where I want to put it yet. It's fine. So my PS4 died on me, and I would like to try to raise money for a new one so that way I can stream PS4 games for you guys, because I was going to try to set up to stream PS4 games, but when I went to go do that, my PS4 did not like it, and it stopped working. So, it's old, I've had it for a long time, and it's its time. It's ready, guys. It's ready to go into retirement. But yeah, I had no idea! Thank you so much, Ollie. Thank you so much for resubscribing, everybody. We love you so much, Ollie. But yeah, I really want to stream some of the PS4 games I have on there, and I need to get a new PS4 to be able to do that. I have everything else ready. I have a capture card. I know how to hook it up. It works. We need to get a new PS4 first. So that is my goal right now. Don't feel like you have to tip anything, but if you would like to tip, I have a donation link in my panel at the bottom of my channel, if you would like, or I could type the link in. My commands, unfortunately, are not working right now. Normally, I just tell you to do !tip. But they're not working right now for some reason. I actually have to look into getting another bot, because what I've been using has not been working for probably about a month now. So I'm gonna work on that after this stream. But as of right now, you can go click that link, or it's Streamlabs. Let me look. That's valid. Look at the actual link. It's streamlabs.com/heatherjourney/tip, which I believe is the same for everybody's, but yeah. If you would like to tip, feel free. I would appreciate it. Any money helps right now, as I don't currently have a job, so any money I get from streaming or whatever I get from donations really, really, really helps. And subs as well. Subs also really helps. And bits help as well. So, anyways, that's my spiel for the moment. Thank you guys so much for coming by, and we'll get started on Aokana. I haven't played this game in a long time, so I don't remember anything that's going on, other than the fact that we're doing Mashiro's route, and we're about to talk to Mashiro's mom in the restaurant. So let's get back into it, guys. I'm gonna be just as lost as you all are. It's okay. I need to look up the guide to actually make sure I don't get the wrong ending. My bad, guys, my bad. I'm doing my best, everybody. Oh, I forgot my name's Messiah. What? Oh, we're gonna go see the fireworks. Okay, cool. That'll be cute and whatever. I'll stay and help. Why not? So we had to postpone our first official date yet again. Well, at least waiting tables for the flood of customers that came in that day made for a good workout. Man, I really wish I could have gone to see the fireworks with Mashiro. It's such a shame. I mope to myself as I rest on my bed. As for what Mashiro thought, well... Cute. That's what she said. She probably had so much fun she wasn't even bothered by how frighteningly packed the restaurant was. This year's summer is special for us because it's when we officially started going out. I definitely want to make good memories to remember it by. But it's hard to find the time when Mashiro has her Speeder Alliance practice and I have to work at Mashiro Udon. What a dilemma. Oh, already time to head to work. Tanuki and Kitsuri Udon large with extra agedama. I don't even know what that is. Hi! Yokata! Thanks, I'm happy to hear that. Well, I mean, I'd love to learn how to make udon, you know? That sounds like a good time. Botan-san, please spare me those jokes, or shit isn't gonna get me killed by her father. But I've noticed that your mind's been somewhere else today. What? Oh, it only takes PayPal. That's no problem. Yeah, I guess not. I'm gonna have this goal up from now all the way up until the end of March, so you'll have plenty of time. And I will always accept donations at any time, so no worries. Sorry, I'll be sure to focus more. Yes? She grins, looking towards the kitchen, then whispers to me. But Botan-san, don't do that to me. I was sitting across from my employer in the now empty restaurant, almost like I'm having a job interview. So the thing is, Mashiro, you see, Shiro-san and I were talking about the fireworks display from the other day.
本当にごめんなさいね。私が余計なことを言ったばかりに。
It's fine, really. You don't have to apologize. It's all good, girl. You understand. Your daughter said she had a fun time working here with me anyway.
そう言ってもらえると助かるけど。
I was thinking I really need to make some memories with her.
あら。
She's been working so hard lately, so I want to do something for her. Of course, that's only if you, or rather you or your husband, will allow it.
なるほどね。
Well, mother's intuition, everybody. I guess I'm asking for a little much.
むしろそういうのは大歓迎。
Huh?
親バカって思われるかもしれないけど、私も旦那も真っ白のことが大好きなの。だから最近の頑張りを本当に嬉しく思うし、あの子を笑顔にしたい、喜ばせたいって思ってくれる人に協力は惜しまないわ。
Botan-san. This conversation makes me realize how wonderful Mashiro's family is. I have to cherish that girl just as much as they do.
それでもう具体的な案があったりするの？My nose is dripping. It's cold. I'm a cold Wolfy.
Something fireworks related, basically.
死闘の花火大会は終わっちゃったし、夏ももうすぐ終わりだしね。
Yeah, it's a bit of a problem.
は？
Your eyes light up like she has a great idea.
もしかしたら、ひなたくんの希望を叶えてあげられるかも。
What? Seriously?
どうかしら。あれなら数も十分だと思うんだけど。
Thank you, that's perfect. I'm sure she'll love it.
それじゃあ、結婚は今日の夜ってことでどう？
It's fine by me, but does it have to be today?
どうせなら真っ白には内緒にしてびっくりさせたいと思わない？
Good point.
でもあの子不器用だけど勘は鋭い方でしょ？
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I still remember the last time she said something that was on my mind.
だからボロが出ないうちにやっちゃった方がいいと
Very
思って。
true, everybody. True, I mean, she could walk through the door any...
ただいま。
Oh, there she is. Mashiro-san.
どうしてそんなに驚いてるんです？
Well, I didn't think your practice with Ichinose would end this early. I answered her question while trying to quell my thumping heart.
そうだったんですけど、反省会用のノートを机の上に忘れちゃって。
The timing, though.
机の上のノートね。ちょっと待ってて。あで、それくらい自分で取りに行ったのに。
So how'd practice itself go?
割と順調です。相手が何を考えているかを読む勝負の勘っていうんですか？
Wow, that's great. Botan-san was right. We don't want to wait.
それより今日の先輩なんだか変じゃありません？
I'm doing my best. You think?
汗もすごいですし。
Nothing's wrong. What are you talking about? It's a pretty hot day. Nothing's wrong. Oh, shit. She's already getting suspicious.
お待たせ、真白。ありがとう。
Saved by Botan-san.
それじゃあ、私は練習に戻るから。いってらっしゃい。
No, I probably don't have to say it, but try not to get hurt, okay?
もちろんです。
She takes off, but then stops.
先輩も手伝い頑張ってくださいね。
Oh, she's so cute. She pokes her head back in from the entrance to give me those little words of encouragement.
あらあら。
Thanks, Mashiro-san. I'd feel really happy right now if not for the dreadful aura radiating from the kitchen. I hope I can get used to this someday. Yeah. Her dad's not exactly a fan. Very protective over her. From what Ichinose said, she should be here any moment. I'm currently hiding near the restaurant while I wait for Mashiro to get back, just as Botan-san and I discussed. Can't say I feel great about looking like a creep, but this is supposed to be a surprise, so I can't just wait for her to walk in.
お腹減った。ただいま。
Tadaima. I see Mashiro totter towards the restaurant, open the door, and walk in. Now I just wait for Botan-san to take her out to the courtyard. I hope she likes it. I look up at the sky as I mutter that to myself. I'm usually the one who gets surprised by things she does for me, which is why I'm a little worried if this will actually work. I'm sure she'll appreciate the thought either way. I just have to believe and do my part.
ねえ、本当にやるの？お母さん。思い立ったが吉日って言うでしょ？
It's nighttime.
でも、今夜だよ。
It's nighttime, Botan-san! Quit! Here we go. I do a little countdown inside my mind, then light everything we've prepared. Aww! Fireworks! Because they missed the fireworks show. Shiro's eyes widen the second she sees the burst of light in the night sky. Oh, look at her in her little kimono! Mashiro. But I'm just as stunned myself. Mashiro's wearing a yukata and she looks gorgeous.
先輩？
It's so pretty! Look at her little goldfish clip!
二人とも
Oh!
ドッキリ大成功ね。
Cute. Botan-san smiles merrily for the two of us.
ドッキリ？実はね、ひなたくんが真白に花火を見せてあげたいって言ってくれたの。それでお得意様から花火セットをもらっていたことを思い出して、ささやかな花火大会を催したってわけ。花火の種類はちょっと偏っちゃったけどね。ほんとだ、よく見たら打ち上げ花火だらけ。そして可愛い娘の浴衣姿はひなたくんへのサプライズ。
What?
それじゃあお邪魔虫はここらで退散するわね。お母さん。
Botan-san leaves right after she says that.
もう本当に勝手なんだから。
Sorry for pulling this off without telling you.
ローリで様子が変だと思ったらこんなことを企んでいたんですか？
Yeah. I'm a little mischievous sometimes. I was a little sad we didn't get to see the fireworks together, so I figured I could at least try to make up for it.
先輩と手伝いができてって話、嘘じゃなかったのに。
Still, we haven't done much since we started dating, so I want to do a little something at least.
それはまあ素直に嬉しいですけど。
After taking in the bashful smile of hers, I light the fuse to the next firework.
綺麗。
Yeah, I didn't know normal store-bought fireworks could look this good.
私もです。
But you look even prettier in your yukata, Mashiro. Aww.
綺麗って何ですか急に。
Well, remember, I've never seen you in one. It took me so long to tell you my thoughts because I was so captivated.
じゃあ私の浴衣姿は先輩のご褒美になりましたか？
It's more than good enough.
それなら急に浴衣姿の写真を撮るなんて言い出したお母さんに付き合ってよかったです。
It's a pretty pushy approach, Botan-san. Already done my part, so it's your turn now, Mashiro. What do you think?
そうですね、正直リサーチ不足だと思いました。
Huh?
実は私パーンって大きな音がする打ち上げ花火が苦手なんです。
What? Why didn't Botan-san say anything?
私って小さい頃から変なところに気を使う子だったので、お母さんもお父さんも多分そのことは知らないと思います。
I can see that.
でもそれはもう撤回します。
Huh?
たった今から私の一番好きな花火は打ち上げ花
Look
火に
at
なり
that
ました。
smile. Must protect everybody.
だからありがとうございます先輩。素敵なサプライズを考えてくれて、私のために頑張ってくれて。
That's sweet. Mashiro. I feel like she deserves a thank you much more than I do. After all, there's no greater surprise present than this angelic smile on her face. You know, it feels weird hearing you give me such an honest and straightforward thank you.
こんな時だから言うんじゃないですか。
That's a good point.
それより先輩、次の花火の準備をお願いします。
Oh, right. We brought them all out here, so we may as well launch them all. Hey, Mashiro?
何ですか？
Let's ask Botan-san your dad if we can go see the fireworks together next year.
はい。
Oh, cute. They're so pretty. At least they're different colors. Fireworks spring up into the night sky one after the other and burst out into a colorful display. Besides being my darling sweetheart and a gorgeous yukata, her hand is softly resting on mine as we smile and gaze up at the night sky. This is a beautiful, unforgettable memory we've made together on this fine summer night. Cute. She was tackling the workbook in front of her, a frown on her face. It's been a few days since our mini fireworks display. Today we once again find ourselves dealing with homework. Ew, homework, gross. It's fine, you've been working extra hard lately, so the more I can do for you, the better I feel. Focus on your homework now. Botan-san tasked me with this, so I can't betray her trust. Or at least that's what I kept telling myself, but to be perfectly honest, I've been finding it hard to focus on homework with all the time I've been spending with her lately. I feel like the game's a little loud, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet, and I'll adjust it as necessary. Mashiro seems to be having the same issue. She keeps throwing glances my way in between solving problems. That's the wrong value for the variable here, Mashiro. It's more than obvious where responding to her signals will take us. Frankly, I have to use all the power my brain can muster to suppress the urge to get intimate with her right here and now. The third smile from the top that shows when you Google Moni walkthrough? Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, surprisingly enough, I got really into the game. I still check certain sites regularly. Yeah, it started out as a punishment, but I ended up having a lot of fun with it. After your math problems are all done, sure. Pains my heart to see her sigh like that, but not even a second after looking back down at her homework, she's looking at me again. She brings up the temperature in the room of all things. It's honestly adorable how blatantly she's trying to get out of doing her homework, but I can't give in. You sure? They said it was 2 degrees colder than yesterday. Well, a lot of heat strokes happen this time of year, so any good coach should be keeping up with the weather. That's true. Mashiro? Make it up to me by doing your homework, okay? She clenches her fists for a second and proceeds to run her pen over the pages of her workbook. Mashiro's good at focusing on tasks for the most part. Once she finds the motivation to do something, you no longer have to worry about her losing it. After making quick work of her math problem, she proudly thrusts the workbook out in front of me. Okay, I'll check your solutions for you. Nice, they look good to me. How about we get the rest of those problems done with instead? Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy? Huh?
何でもありません。それじゃあ宿題を進めますね。
Begins to work on the next set of problems, as she said she would, but she seems to be in a really bad mood. Are you mad at me?
別に怒ってません。
Seriously? You don't look too happy right now.
そういう関係ない質問は宿題の妨げになると思いますけど。
Sorry, Mashiro. Her sassy remarks makes me back off immediately. Might be a good idea to step out for a while to see if her mood improves. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
遠慮なくどうぞ。先輩がそういうつもりなら私にだって考えがあるんですから。
I didn't think she'd get that upset. I'm not intentionally trying to ignore her. I mean, I'd love to say to hell with the homework and spend the day cuddling and making out. But getting too physical with her in her house could lead to her parents' disapproval of our relationship, or even me coaching her in FC. Yeah, it's tough. Maybe I should just tell her. I'm sure she'll understand. Hey, Mashiro, I want to... I open the door to her room, prepare to speak my mind, but the sight that awaits me inside is beyond words. I can't even comprehend it. Oh, no. Oh, not the panty shot. Am I gonna have to turn the game off? Don't make me... There's a cat in her room. Well, okay, it's just Mashiro with cat ears and a cattail on, but that's more than enough to make my brain mush. After hearing the cat cry out pleadingly, I step out again to regain my composure. Whew. After taking a few breaths and telling myself to calm down, I re-enter the room. Oh, whoa! And there I find... Oh, no! A cat, Mashiro, that is glaring at me reproachfully with tears in her eyes. Care to explain what you're doing? I couldn't help but ask the question. All she does is hiss at me menacingly, or rather hiss at me trying to say, don't ask the question. What am I supposed to make out of this situation? A simpler thing happened once before, but that was an accident, so what is she up to now? As I'm standing there awkwardly trying to decide, she reaches out and softly tugs at the sleeve on my uniform. I think I know what she wants. Do you want me to play with you? By play, do we mean... He answered with gleeful meows. I thought so. It's her way of forcing me to give her affection since I've been prioritizing homework all day long. Where is this going? I hope it's not a sex scene because I can't show that on stream, guys! I can't tell her to go do homework now because she's a cat, not a person. I see what you're trying to pull, Mashiro. I'm right, aren't I? The moment I hit upon that, a switch is flipped in my mind and I start talking to the cat. Oh, you're the abandoned kitten I found a while back. How have you been? After I say that, she leans forward playfully. I assume she's happy that I've finally decided to play along. You're such a cute little kitty that I've been worried about. You might not... Oh, so someone did give you a home. Isn't that wonderful? I think the cute part caught her a little off guard, but she quickly returns to her normal meowing. You keep tugging at my sleeve, little kitty. Have you been feeling lonely? I feel like she's gotten a bit better at this cat thing. Probably because she already has the experience of doing it once, I assume. I still remember how dumbstruck I was back then. Okay, I'll play with you all you want today. Sound good? What do you want to do, little kitty? She somewhat hesitantly puts her head out in front of me. Oh, want me to pet you? Come to think of it, I never stroked her head the last time. Fortunately, we're boyfriend and girlfriend now, so I can do it without feeling guilty. Like this? I recall an old animal show I watched, and softly touched Mashiro's head like I saw the guy on there do. Good kitty, good kitty. I proceed to stroke her hair softly and slowly and gently. Yeah. Whenever I finish a stroke, she meows out in bliss. Does it feel good, little kitty? Yeah. Her well-groomed hair feels extremely smooth to the touch, but the best part for me is seeing the expression of pure bliss on Mashiro's face. I love her so much. I don't know if she started talking normally again because of how relaxed she is or what, but this is pretty damn adorable. What would you like to do next, little kitty? Oh no. Oh, I don't like where this is going. After a momentary silence, Mashiro plops down on the bed and relaxes her muscles. Is this the submission pose I've heard so much about? What dogs and cats do to show obedience towards their owners? Oh no, no! What do you want me to do? Keep silent, only blushing a bit. It's easy enough to guess what she wants me to do from that reaction. Am I gonna have to turn this off? Do you want me to touch you? Oh no. Her head bops up and down so faintly that I would have missed it had I not been so focused on her. Really? I feel the sweat pouring down my back. Right, owners do typically rub the bellies of their animals, but no matter how hard I try to get into this roleplay, Mashiro's the one in front of me, not a cat. This might go in a direction we don't want if we're not careful. Are you really okay with this? She may not have answered my question verbally, but the stern expression on her face leaves no room for interpretation. Okay, I'm gonna touch you now. I muster up the courage and place my fingers on the most safe place, her upper arm. Her arm, unlike my own, is so delicate and soft that I have a hard time believing there's any muscle there at all. I proceed to rub my fingers across her skin, taking the sensation of this part of her arm I haven't even touched during FC practice. Don't say that, Mashiro! Stop! Huh? Did I just hear someone's voice? I'm glad the MC is saying. He's not, but he's trying not to do things with her parents in the house, so must have just been my imagination. Anyway, let's continue. Good kitty, good kitty. Oh my god. So he's just a coward. No, Ollie, he's being respectful. Quiet now. I'm basically just giving her a massage at this point. Oh no, this is way too sensual right now, help. Those moans she's making are putting me in a certain mood. Of course they are, dude. Stop it. Senpai. Oh my god. This is gonna go somewhere, guys, and I am not prepared to show this on stream right now. We're turning that off. I'm gonna... Hold on. And I'm gonna turn the sound down until this scene's over, and then we will continue on after that. Hold on. I am not trusting it. I don't trust it. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. It's fine, everybody. Botan interrupted. It's fine. I just was unsure, and I was like, I'm not gonna put this on stream, guys. Okay. Hey, Mashiro, I made udon for lunch, so come on down. A loud voice snaps me back to reality. Hi! Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't want to get banned! We get back into a normal position at an alarming speed. Basically, they were about to kiss is all that was happening, but the way they did it was... sus. No, it's all my fault. Sounds good to me. That's definitely better for our peace of mind. Yes, udon. Yeah, let's go. We don't want it getting cold. Nothing good ever comes of trying to do things you aren't used to. Mashiro and I learned that firsthand today. Thank God. Crisis unavoided, avoided, everybody. Final day of our summer break is now upon us. It started like any other day with practice, but unlike any other day, I didn't go to work and Mashiro didn't go to Ichinose's place. We're both in my room right now. Today being the final day of summer break means we have to finish up the remainder of Mashiro's homework. Stop looking around everywhere! I'm not hiding anything interesting in here. Now come on, your mom asked me to help you get your homework done, so we have to do this. Mashiro gives a stiff but obedient response, then starts walking like a robot, putting both her right hand and leg forward at the same time, and sits down on my bed. Hey, what are you doing? She gets right off the bed. Didn't get enough sleep last night? Do you want to hop in bed for a bit? No, I didn't mean it like that, okay? Not that I even know how she interpreted my words. Nappies! Oh, it is! That's cute. No, not that either. You can take a nap. Mashiro gets away from my bed, clearly embarrassed. Maybe when we're done with your homework. Mashiro has good ears, so she usually picks up on my whispers and flinches. Seeing confirmation that she understood what I meant gets my own heart racing. Yeah. We both smile awkwardly at each other. The reason for our abandonment doesn't even need to be said. Mashiro and I are almost certainly going to take our relationship to the next level before the day ends. Oh no. How do I know that? Today is the last day of our summer break, so there's a lot of sentimental value to it. Or maybe it's the fact that we usually study in Mashiro's room, but today we're in mine. By her request... Aokana told me everything, and even then her breast seemed slightly erotic and the atmosphere was pretty rosy too. As time passed and we watched each other's reaction, we both found ourselves more and more eager to do it today. And that sums up why I'm so ridiculously nervous right now. Okay, let's sit down. Before taking a seat, she closes the curtains for no particular reason. Why are you closing the curtains, Mashiro? But she doesn't pull them open again. After a brief pause, I slowly slide toward the door for some reason and lock it behind my bag. I'm actually a serial killer! Mwahahaha! No, I'm just kidding. Likewise, I didn't unlock the door after she asked for actions. Oh, that's a good question. Our conversation grinds to an unnatural halt. Let's sit down. She plops right down next to me. Every single action of her screams that she wants to get dumped. Why you gotta phrase it like that? I want to take her in my arms so bad, but the homework needs to be finished first. I summon all the self-restraint I have in me to suppress my rage and desire. The veins on my temples are even visible. I've been helping her long enough to know that how fast she goes. We're looking at about another hour before it's all done. I have to hold out at least that long. It's not that hard, bro. Come on. Let's get it going. He's talking about the homework. Huh? Sorry, I meant your homework. But we can, do what you're thinking of after we're finished. I'm gonna have to turn it off again, aren't I? Yeah, that's the spirit. I don't even want to know how red my face is right now. For that, I watch over Mashiro with bated breath as she hurries to finish her homework. All my homework is done and I'm much too distracted to do anything else. Whenever she finishes a problem, we hold hands and sometimes entwine our fingers. Then she moves on to the next. And finally... The moment she finishes the final problem, she throws her pen to the side and leaps into my arms. Yeah, you did it, Mashiro. Good job. The way she's rubbing her head against my chest affectionately is too hard to handle. She looks up at me with her face still buried in my chest. Okay, but this is a reward for both of us. You're not the only one who wants to do this. My heart is racing like never before. It's so bad that I think I might keel over at any moment. I swallow the saliva that's built up in my mouth as my mind goes blank. I can no longer tell if I have any self-control or composure left in me. As she brings her face close to mine, I softly place my hand on her cheek. The air from the AC starts blowing the pages of Mashiro's book one after another. Must have been blocking its path before I moved. I listen to the dull sound of paper flapping, then I look over and see blank pages. My thoughts grind to a halt, but for a different reason altogether.
Senpai.
Mashiro. Put my hands on her slender shoulders. Mashiro, I need to tell you something. I lightly jostle her shoulders. I see that some reason has returned to her intoxicated eyes, which means me shaking her shoulders worked like a charm. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I hold up her book. She managed to skip 2 whole pages of problems. Maybe they were stuck together or something? Actually, she's rendered speechless. Groaning and making a pouty face isn't going to change anything. Oh, not her crying. Come on, don't cry. It's not your fault. You couldn't have known the pages were stuck together. Honestly, I feel like crying too. I know, Mashiro. Listen, I'm trying to be responsible. I really wish that was an option, but I can't betray the trust placed in me by her parents. That wouldn't be a good idea, considering our future together and all. How many problems do you have left? Good job, I'm proud of you, Mashiro. Yeah, want to pick up where we left off? Right, gotta do something about that. I turn toward Mashiro and embrace her. How about this? We'll start over from square one. Oh no. No! Being asked that directly is totally embarrassing. He's... Of course he is! Well... He ruined it! I see. I'm about to let go of her, but she stops me. I know this sounds cheesy, but I don't want to do it if you're not in the mood. Why you got crazy? I feel like I do a decent bit. No, I'm just a chicken. She sneaks in a quick kiss. I made up my mind now, I'm going to do this. Okay, then I'm gonna cut the game off, everybody. I can't do it on stream, guys. No. Hurry! It's gonna be too lewd. I can't show it on stream, guys. Sorry. Just pretend you're reading a fan fiction or something. It's pretty much what's happening. They're all the same. All the scenes are the same. The usual, like, they're doing the, I don't know what I'm doing, and they're trying to reassure each other that it's okay, you know, that kind of stuff. Oh no, yeah, it's very lewd, okay? Alright. There's actually nothing showing, but the whole concept, I'm like, no, I can't show that on stream, guys. Nope, 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 nope. I just prefer wholesomeness in general. Okay, thanks. But I would prefer, if they are gonna do it, that they are wholesome about it, I guess. Sure. But also, I think they're a little too young to be doing this stuff. But, you know, what do I know? I'm a 27-year-old virgin. What do I know? Yeah, I am, like, a sex repulsed asexual, so... Are they? I thought she was, like, a... Was she not a freshman? I thought she was a freshman in high school. In the anime, she's 15 to 16. I think that's how old she should be in the game, too. Because she's only like a freshman or a sophomore. So that doesn't make sense. Okay. We're back, everybody. Let me turn the music back on. Hi, Whisper. The game back on because they were having a scene. Don't mind that, everybody. I have to look this up now because that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. It says that she's 18 to 19 in the visual novel, but that's kind of not right because she's not in the right year. She would be like 16 because she's a second year. I think they literally just put 18 in the visual novel just because of the legal issues, because of the scenes. I think they're just trying to cover their bases, honestly. It doesn't make sense. Because there's no way that they're that old in high school. Unless they got held back a lot, which I know they didn't. But anyways, whatever. The anime ages are more correct in my opinion. But anyways, currently en route to Mashiro Udon. I'm taking Mashiro home by paired flight.
Senpai.
Hey, not too close.
だって一人じゃ痛くて飛べないんですもん。
Mashiro got out of bed and tried walking. Her waist started hurting and she told me she might have trouble walking. That's why she's flying with me. Say that like you're glad.
先輩がぶっきらぼうな時って照れてる時ですよね。
Quiet. I wrap my arms around her and pull her into a tight embrace.
コーチの責任問題にならないよう朝の練習までには普段通りに飛べるようにしておきます。
You got that right, but if you can't, that's fine. Don't rush it. The starry sky looks so much more beautiful than usual on this night. I'll probably never forget this sight. So the last day of our summer break concluded. 24th of September, the date of the fall tournament is quickly approaching. Morale is on the rise, and everything seems to be going well. Until all of a sudden, Misaki stops showing up to practice. Again?
Misaki senpai.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That doesn't make sense. I think they literally just did it as a disclaimer to be like, oh yeah, they're really all 18, guys. That way the legal issues wouldn't be a problem, but clearly they're in high school, so their ages would be, you know, younger, like between... Unless they're a senior, in which case 18 is reasonable. I could see like a third year being a 17, 17 or 18, but unless they got held back a year, which I know none of these guys did, so it's weird. It's complicated. Whatever.
手短にね。どうして部活に来ていただけないんですか？だって私も部員じゃないもん。これまでがサービスだったんだって。いや、私は美咲先輩に FC 部に帰ってきていただきたいです。無理。楽しくないからやめちゃったんですか？それなら私が強くなって美咲先輩の相手ができたらって。私別に戦闘民族じゃないからワクワクしないよ。それはそうかもしれませんけど。どうして強くなりたいって思ったかはきっと自分が一番わかってるでしょ。ヒントマサヤ。あ、答えか。どうしてですか？どうして FC をやめちゃったんですか？めんどくさくなっただけだよ。急にさ、空をぐるぐる回ってるのがバカらしくなっただけ。冷めちゃった。そんな。真白が続けたいならそうすればいい。私はその場所にはいない。それだけのことでしょ。
Damn.
だって美咲先輩。何？ FC の才能あると思って。いや、そうなんだ。才能ありすぎてさ、FC やってるのがつまらなくなっちゃったんだよね。私が。
It's also similar. I don't know if y'all have seen Kuroko's Basketball. A similar thing happens in that show where the Generation of Miracles, which are like the best players, right? They have like severe talents. They're amazingly talented. They all stopped wanting to play or try their hardest because it got so boring because they just crushed everyone. So that's this very similar thing as what's going on with her.
美咲先輩を倒してみせます。私初めて先輩とちゃんと戦える気がするんです。そっか、そういえば真白ずっと頑張ってたもんね。よし、やらない。どうしてですか？理由がないもん。バトルする理由がさ、そんなの燃えないじゃん。こうなってくると秋の大会にでもエントリーしとけばよかったよね。で、ぶつかったところで対決。お互いが当たる前にどっちかがリタイアしたらアウトみたいなさ。秋の大会でなら勝負していただけるんですね。
Yeah, there's no way. The tournament is on the 24th of this month. It's too late for applications.
間に合わないんですか？
Yeah.
でも先輩、このままだと美咲先輩が FC を辞めちゃいます。
I know.
そうだなって約束したじゃないですか。美咲先輩を FC 部に連れ戻すって。
Yeah, our initial plan was to show her how hard we were working, and hopefully all the fun we would be having would rub off on her. But now she's running further away. At this rate, I doubt we'd get her back even if we took her home first place at the tournament.
どうしましょう先輩。
I'm not sure there's anything we can do. I wanted her to come back, but only if she quit for no real reason. I can't object if she has a real serious reason for quitting. After all, I once did the same thing.
あんまりいい辞め方じゃないと思います。
That's how it always is, but we still have to respect her wishes.
私は美咲先輩の力になりたいです。
I understand. I care about her just as much as you do, but forcing her back against her will won't accomplish anything. We'd have to change her mind.
美咲先輩は素直じゃありませんから。
Sure, but it doesn't really seem like she wants our help. When I quit, the last thing I wanted was people telling me to make a comeback.
昔、美咲先輩は私が辛かった時に手を差し伸べてくださいました。あの時のことはきっと一生忘れません。でも今の私が美咲先輩に何を言えるのか。
Practice continues as the fall tournament looms. Mashiro is practicing just as hard as ever, but I can see her morale dwindling slowly but surely. Welcome to... You can have a seat at this table. Saki of all people shows up at Mashiro Udon. I bring her udon over to the table and place it in front of her.
Genki?
This is the first time she's tried to strike up an actual conversation with me since she entered. Can't you tell? We'll see each other at school.
喋ってくんないじゃん。
I just don't know what to talk about. I mean, there's a million things I want to ask you, so it's kind of hard. That's why I just decided to wait and believe.
愛しちゃってるね、真白のこと。
I was talking about you there, Misaki.
マジで？
I've just decided to think of you all like my kids, and you know kids, cute as they are, they love nothing more than to be disobedient. So yeah, thanks to you guys, I feel like an old man. Misaki proceeds to slurp her noodles. Oh, Mashiro is the only one who really trusts you. A lot more than me, in fact.
ごめんごめん。麺一本あげるから。
If you wanted a good pun, you should have said 9 instead of 1. I slurp the noodles she holds out to me with her chopsticks.
ああ、我ながららしくないな。
What do you mean?
この不完全燃焼感。いや、残尿感。
Do you even know what that means? Why would you even use that word?
もっとバッサリと切り捨ててくれればよかったのに。
I can't follow her. What would that accomplish? Like, what do you even mean by that?
私のことだから捨て人になってた気がする。
A what?
ゲームセンターとか入り浸って不良になるの。あ、何鼻で笑ってるの。私はいざとなったらそれくらいする女だよ。
Well, let's get back on topic.
納得いかない。っていうか、私はマサヤも悪いと思ってるからね。
What'd I do?
もっとアスカの才能が突き抜けてたらなーとか。今でも十分突き抜けてると思うけど。あとはマサヤが真白を取らなかったらやめてもあんなに練習見に行く羽目にならなかったと思うし。
Stop. Don't say anything else. worried about the kitchen, the death stare.
ねえ、この世界の私は幸せになれる？
Why are you asking me that? I don't know. Happiness is something you have to find for yourself.
ゲームとかアニメが身近だとこういう発言が普通に出るよね。
Sure, but that doesn't mean you should randomly spring it on me. This atmosphere feels surprisingly relaxed given the subject matter and all.
でさ、マサヤはさ、私が FC 辞めた理由、なんとなく分かってんでしょ？
I'm not a psychic, Misaki. I can't read your mind.
才能と努力ってどっちを信じる？私はさ、天才ってのを垣間見たよ。折れた。心が折れた。ぽっきりとね。
I think I get where she's coming from. It's the same feeling I experienced that day when I saw the perfect blue sky. Misaki felt the same sense of powerlessness, a feeling of defeat so crushing it robs you of any desire you had to still play the game.
いやまあ、折れたと思ったんだけどね。なんか首の皮一枚つながってたみたい。
The music is so pretty.
真白が言ったんだ。私には才能があるって。
Oh, excuse me, I'm sleepy.
笑っちゃうよね。
It is funny. What do you think matters more, natural talent or hard work? Let me rephrase that. What do you want to matter more?
才能ってさ、やっぱあると思うんだ。だから真白が才能あるっていう私がもし本気で戦ったら私が勝つよね。
I asked what you want to matter more, not what you think does.
考えたことないな。だけどもしこれで私が負けたりしたらさ、私
True. True talent is the kind of thing that makes you shudder. Winning seems physically impossible no matter how hard you try. It's what happened to me, and that's why I quit FC and ran away. If I accept that effort can beat talent, then what have I been doing with my life these past few years? I've been telling myself something that isn't true. I have a hunch that Misaki is scared of fighting Mashiro. If she wins, all it does is confirm her belief that she can only go so far. But if Mashiro wins, it invalidates her entire reason for quitting. It turns her entire belief system upside down. And honestly, I'm in the same boat.
マサヤはどっちが勝ってほしい？
She thrusts that question in front of me like a dagger against my throat. Mashiro, I feel like that would solve everyone's problems. The expression on her face is far too ambiguous, so I can't tell what she thinks of my answer.
それじゃあそろそろ行こうかな。
Can I ask you one thing before you go? What do you think of Mashiro? Be honest. I asked her a question that's been plaguing my mind for a long time now.
ここじゃ話しにくいな。
I look in the direction Misaki is and see... Yeah... Botan-san notices Misaki looking at her and waves. I highly doubt she was eavesdropping, but it must be hard to talk about this in the presence of Mashiro's mother. I'll ask her to give me a moment to step outside with you.
別にいいのに。
Saki leaves the money on the table and gets up. The fact that she opted for that instead of paying at the register feels like an indirect sign of rejection.
失礼します。また来てね。
She gives Botan-san a quick bow. After watching her long black hair sway as she leaves, I go to her table and clean it off while I realize something. God damn, Misaki. It's not enough money. Guess I'll get what's missing when I go after her.
私が真白のことどう思ってるかだっけ？
If I'm being honest, it's hard to tell if you really like her at times.
うどんを持ってきてくれる便利な子。言い方悪いかな。
I'll just assume you're kidding.
だってあの子重いんだもん。
Is she really, though? The way I see it, she only goes as far as the other person's comfortable with.
どうなんだろうね。
Shiro told me about how you and her met. She said you reached out your hand to her when she was at a really depressing point in her life. She said she'll never forget that day.
詳しく聞いたの？
No, she didn't want to tell me without your permission.
彼氏を一番にする融通くらいあった方が可愛げあるのにね。
Well, it depends on the situation. I like people who care about others instead of those who are blindly obsessed with a single person.
あの子さ、昔もっと内向的だったんだ。
It's what I heard. Okoze mentioned that. I got to know her through you, so I never knew.
もうほんと笑っちゃうくらい内気。内気は違うか。自分を出せない女の子って感じ。
I can relate.
ゲームのやりすぎで目が悪くなったってずっとメガネしてたし、もともとあんまり器用な方じゃなかったみたいでさ、成功体験が極端に少ないみたい。頑張っても報われることがないって諦め慣れてるの。だから自分に自信がなくて、声を張ることもできなくて、ずっとうつむいててさ、ぼっちって本当にいたんだって思った。でも比較的結びつきの強い田舎でさ、ぼっちってさ、しんどいよね。私そんなこと知らないからさ、まさかお昼休みに中庭で三角座りしてる子がぼっちで、友達とお弁当を食べれなくてうつむいてるとか思わないし。だから寝てるみたいだし、食べないならもったいないからもらっちゃおっかなーって脇に置いてあるお弁当をこう
Are you serious?
いやー、まさか手を差し伸べてるみたいに見えちゃったとはね。失敗した。
Does she know about that?
言ったけど信じてもらえなかった。それどころかお腹が減ってるならって次の日からうどん持ってきてくれるようになった。お弁当欲しさに優しくしすぎちゃったんだね、きっと。
Misaki.
こう見えても私だって最初は遠慮してたんだよ。でもさ、毎日毎日私の好きなもの聞き出してうどんに入れてくるんだ。
That's so sweet though.
食べちゃうよね。
I mean, mood. Me either. I don't even know what to say.
それからずっとこんな関係。すべては美味しいうどんのために。
There's nothing even remotely heartwarming about that.
真っ白の夢が覚めるまでって感じかな。それも最近誰かがやってくれてるみたいだけど。
I'm not doing that for you.
当然でしょ。ああ、このままフェードアウトしたい。
Do you know, Misaki?
ん？
Seems like you're the most prone to emotional issues among us.
ふんふん、マサヤ気づいてないんだ。私がマサヤの周りで一番女の子なんだよ。
Don't expect me to play along with your jokes.
本当なのに不甲斐者だ。私が本当に真っ白のこと好きだったら大変だったろうな。あの子の憧れる自分になりたくてさ、自分を変えようとかなんとか。
We both know you can't just fundamentally change who you are.
それでもさ、真っ白の前だったらちゃんとできるかもって思っちゃいそうじゃない？よかったよ、うどんが好きなだけで。美咲ちゃん、壊れずに済んだ。
どう？真っ白は美咲ちゃんと仲直りできそう？
That's hard. Osanson asked me that question as soon as I walked back into the restaurant. She probably guessed what our conversation was about. I don't know, it's something they'll have to work out between themselves. Of course, if they want my help, I'll provide it. Is there something you want to say?
人なんて変わっていくものだしね。みんないろいろなことを乗り越えて強くなるものよ。
I haven't. I've heard of it. Isn't that a little too optimistic?
まあ壁なんて年月が経ったら案外簡単に飛び越えられたりするし、必要ならそれなりに頑張らなきゃダメだけど、美咲ちゃん案外よくわかってると思うけどね。
What do you mean?
信じられる？美咲ちゃんってうどん嫌いだったのよ。
What?
小さい頃に喉に詰まらせたとかで、真白が初めてうちに連れてきた時、こっそり少なめでって頼まれて。
Does Mashiro know?
知らない。だってそれ言わないのって美咲ちゃんの優しさでしょ。真白は美咲ちゃんがうどん大好きだって勘違いして毎日届けてたから苦労したと思う。
Can't understand how Misaki must have felt. I went through a similar experience with Mashiro, misunderstanding what a perfectly blue sky meant to me.
だから私は美咲ちゃん大好き。
Now that I think about it, the puzzle didn't quite fit together earlier. Misaki called her clingy and acted like she didn't care enough about her, but she knows so much about Mashiro's past and what she's been through. She'd have to have some interest in her as a person to know her struggles. I'll ask her to give me a moment to step outside with you.
別にいいのに。
God damn it, Misaki, that's not enough money. What if the reason she did that was so I'd chase after her?
私が本当に真白のこと好きだったら大変だったろうな。あの子の憧れる自分になりたくてさ。自分を変えようとかなんとか。
We both know you can't just fundamentally change who you are.
それでもさ、真白の前だったらちゃんとできるかもって思っちゃいそうじゃない？よかったよ、うどんが好きなだけで。美咲ちゃん、壊れずに済んだ。
What if that was Misaki's cry for help? She was right. Misaki-senpai never speaks her mind. Mashiro hit the nail on the head. Misaki. Normally you'd only be able to fool a naive girl like Mashiro with that. Because of the time I've spent with Mashiro as her boyfriend, I've come to see through things. And I'm capable of acting on that. I think I've finally figured out how to solve this problem.
あら、なんだか嬉しそう。
Yeah, ever since I started dating Mashiro, I found myself getting giddy over the smallest things. Ah.
なら。
Seems Mashiro's dad heard that in the kitchen, which explains the sound of a dropped blade.
まさやくん、今日はもう上がっちゃって。あの人、あとは私が適当にごまかしておくから。
I apologize in advance, Botan-san. I turn in the direction of the kitchen and bow my head. I'm very sorry about that, sir. I am currently dating your daughter, Mashiro-san. I just felt so happy about the fact that it accidentally came out of my mouth. I'll come back later and have a proper conversation with you, but I have something important to take care of right now, so I'll be gone for the 2 weeks before the tournament, as planned. I'll be leaving for today, but thank you, sir. I actually said it.
若いわね。
I'll probably want to crawl in a hole later and hide from everyone, but I won't regret this.
そうね。本当に埋まることになるかもしれないわね。
I didn't mean it in that sense.
でもま、頑張んなさい。私、まさやくんのこと結構好きよ。
Oh, well thanks. Thank you. Looks like I still don't measure up to Misaki in the years she spent with Mashiro. That's only natural, though. That's fine. Anyway, I need to pit Misaki and Mashiro against each other. To that end, I'll do everything I can. Are you good? A few days have passed since, and it's now the weekend. There you are, Misaki. I've been looking everywhere for you.
まさや？どうしたのこんな休みに？
Just wanted to ask if you're serious about facing Mashiro in an FC match.
なんでまたいきなり？
Well, I had to get a few things ready first.
準備って？まさか本当に大会の出場枠でも取ってきたとか？
Nah, that would have been impossible.
まさやというか、鏡先生や白瀬さんならそれくらいやりそうな気もしたからさ。
That always sounds not that nice to me, so there's no way she'd help.
でもじゃあなおさらだ。なんで私がまさやの言うことを聞かなきゃいけないわけ？
So what's this I hear about how you used to hate udon? The reason you didn't want to talk inside the restaurant has to be because you didn't want Botan-san telling me the truth.
真白に言うってこと？驚いちゃったけどさ、多分まさやはそういうことはできないでしょ。
No, I wasn't going to. Finding that out about you just made me want to push you a little harder, that's all. Let's make a bet.
かっけ？
Here's what I have in mind. We'll do a little short-distance flight race, you and me. If I win, you play Mashiro. If you win, I'll treat you to any food of your choosing for a whole year.
何を企んでいるの？
You think there's a catch? Man, Misaki, that hurts.
悪いけど、この間まで選手としてやってた私と今のまさやとじゃ勝負にならないよ。そんなの一目瞭然。誰だってわかる。だ
I guess it'll just come down to whether or not you can see through it.
もしかしてお涙ちょうだいみたいなのを用意してる？
Nope.
じゃあ一番大事なことを聞くけど。
Welcome back, everybody. Happy lunchies. It's going okay. I'm a little sleepy, but it's okay.
まさやは私に勝てると思ってんの？
Wouldn't be here otherwise.
そう？面白いからね。
A grin forms on her face.
まさやがどんな頭でっかちなこと考えてるかわかんないけど、 そういうのワクワクする。
So your game.
ボタンさんの顔も立てなきゃだしね。うどんの話マサヤに教えたのボタンさんでしょ。
Yeah.
ボタンさんがそう判断したならいいよ。逆に言えば私が義理立てするのはここまでだから。
You move up into the sky.
で、どうすんの？
Let's see. I look around and spot the balloon that someone must have let go ascending. Once that balloon reaches our altitude, we'll race to see who gets to it first. How about that?
本当に短いね。時間にして7、8秒ってとこかな。
Who knows? You'll have to wait and see.
いいよ。絶対に手は抜かないから。
Those are the last words we exchange. The only sound now is the wind blowing past me. In sharp contrast to that silence, my heart is beating like a drum. A few unnaturally long seconds go by as we wait for the balloon to reach our altitude. Then, okay.
Go!
We both speed off without a moment's delay.
マサヤ、どういう仕掛けでって。
I ignore her. Instead, I accelerate to insane speeds, leaving her in the dust. This is a handy technique I mastered when I was younger. It allows you to accelerate beyond the limits of your grab shoes, and it's what's helped me compete against world-class skywalkers. On years of not using it, I finally decided to bust it out to help someone other than myself. She's finally caught on. I'm the one who's relying on sheer power and speed. Growing difference in distances makes her tilt forward in an attempt to accelerate. Misaki's a fighter, so she can't possibly reach her top speed that fast. Especially not the 2 seconds it'll take me to reach the balloon. And a few moments later, got it. I catch the balloon as the wind pressure from my flight pushes it away. Meaning our little match that took less than 10 seconds has now concluded with my victory. Misaki flies up to me.
本当に何かした？
Listen, it was a fair match. She's furious. Hey, I told you I would. Ugh.
なんかおかしくなってる。この数日の間にマサヤに。マサヤ？
Ooh, damn.
マサヤ？何吐きそうになっちゃってるの？大丈夫？
I'm fine. I came here on an empty stomach, so I should be able to hold it in.
どういうことなの？
I guess that trauma's still with me. I thought I got rid of the pain, but all I really did was paint over it.
何言ってんの？
This is what happens when I fly seriously. I never knew until I tried the other day and it turned out like this. It was so awful I don't even want to remember it. My whole body was shaking and I was sweating bullets. But I practiced for a few days and now I'm at the point where I can hold up for 10 seconds. After that, well, you can see for yourself what happens.
いい笑顔されてもな。てか、どうしてそこまでして？
For Mashiro, so she can get the chance to fight you. I'll be siding with her since I want her to win.
努力を信じるってこと？
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. I have to. It won't work unless I 100% believe that.
引くってそういうの。
I don't blame you, but it's something I have to do. So yeah, I won our little bet, and you know what that means. Oh my god, I haven't seen these characters in forever. Hello, you three. What are you doing? You're joining them now, Asuka? Nice. Asuka seems to have joined the ever-growing Speeder Alliance. It's not even really a Speeder Alliance at this point, though. Sorry, I was busy with some stuff. Didn't I give Ichinose the practice schedule and detailed instructions on what everyone needs to work on, though? Glad to hear. Anyway... Not particularly. That's a good idea. I already kind of assumed that when I saw them in their suits. I was going to ask you about something else, though. Sure, go ahead. Can't make excuses if nobody was playing with a second. Oh, happy Asuka, everybody! Oh, she's so cute. I think her route's the true ending.
私は理解してやられたな。いえいえ。
You're doing this to me on purpose, aren't you? I look at them in exasperation.
わかっちゃいます？
At least apologize or something. Basically, they're teasing me by specifically dragging out these conversations to keep me from asking where Mashiro is. So, where's Mashiro?
特訓だって。
Huh?
残念ながら総当たり戦で最下位でしたから。
I see. She lost and left to practice on her own. Was Mashiro at least smiling?
はい。次は絶対負けないって。
Aw.
妙に燃えてたな。
Good for her.
まさやさん、それってもしかして。
It's fine, I'll go. I need to go. Aww. It's the theme song, everybody! Guess I let you down again. Sorry, Mashiro.
先輩、ごめんなさい。今泣くのやめますから。
Must hug the baby. You can cry, that's fine. Let it all out until you feel better. I place my hand on her head and stroke it. So what's going on?
私、美咲先輩と戦いたいって言いながら、全然実力が追いついてなくて。他のみんなは大会目指して頑張ってるのに、私だけ違うとこ向いてますし、なんだか空回ってばかりな気がして。
I see. She has been agonized about these things this whole time, to the point where eventually she couldn't contain her emotions in that tiny body of hers and it all burst out. I feel really bad when you go off like this and cry out by yourself, Mashiro. At least come to me, okay?
だって先輩、最近ちょっと何かされてるみたいでしたし。
I told you I had a little something to take care of, didn't I?
具体的には教えてくれなかったです。
Right, sorry about that. I couldn't tell her I was practicing flying. I didn't want her to see me all shaken up like I was. I guess you could just chalk it up to a silly matter of pride.
考えたくもないし、そんなことあるはずないって思いましたけど、私のことなんてもうどうでもいいのかなって。
Silly, of course I care about you.
だって。
Man, hearing that really makes my heart ache. Sorry for leaving you alone when you were feeling down and lonely. But I managed to accomplish it, Mashiro.
何ですか？
I talked to Misaki. She said she'll go back to playing FC if you can beat her. The match will be next weekend on a Saturday. Coincidentally, the day before the tournament.
どうして？どうやったんです？
I'm your coach, Mashiro. I'll make anything happen if it's for one of my players.
でもごめんなさい。勝てる気がしません。
You have me.
信じたい。信じたいですけど。
Remember our 2 promises? I told you I'll help you win, and I told you I'd get Misaki to return. We'll knock both of them out with this one match.
でも、もし負けたら、私たちはどう
I
なっちゃい
know,
ま
it's
す
so
か？
sad.
怖い。すごく。
She doing her best, everybody. I extend my hand towards Mashiro, just like she extends hers to me when I was feeling down. And it's your turn to hold out a hand to Misaki.
Huh?
You took Misaki's hand when you first were met, remember? So now it's your turn to repay her. I'll be holding your hand tight, so make sure you grab hold of hers.
先輩。
Oh, that's so
どうしてそれ
sweet.
を？
We're gonna win, Mashiro. It's the only way we can take Misaki's hand. Mashiro stares at my hand for a few seconds, seeming somewhat afraid, but then...
先輩。私を美咲先輩に勝たせてください。
She firmly grasps my hand. We'll do it for you, girl! Mashiro. I once again see an ironclad will in those tear-stained eyes of hers. Let's win this together. Mashiro gives me a silent nod in response. I love that song. It's so good. 1 week has passed and it's now the day of Mashiro's match with Misaki. Let's go! Okay, I'm actually going to take a small bathroom break real quick before we get into this match, but I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. She's gonna do it, everybody. We're gonna beat her. Alright, BRB. I'm back, everybody. Alright. We're gonna get into this match, everybody. I'm getting the blanket wrapped around me because I'm freezing today. It was like, oh yeah, we're gonna be like super warm the last couple of days, and today it was like, nah, we're gonna be like 38 degrees, and I'm like, cool. I hate weather. Help. Ohio weather suck. Help. Welcome back. Thanks. I know. It was so cold today. And my room is cold. I'm like, help. Okay, I'll be Mashiro second. And for you, Misaki, you're really sure you don't want one?
いいよ。私セコンドに入りましょうか。
ありがたい話だけど遠慮しとく。そういう。
わかりました。じゃあ位置の確認とかだけでも。
ありがとう。じゃあそこはお願いね。あと審判はなし？お互いにちゃんとルールを守ればいいだけだし。
わかりました。ではよろしくお願いします。
はいはーい。じゃ飛ぶにゃー。
Misaki casually floats off towards first. You got this in the bag, Mashiro. I believe in you, girl! I believe! I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Oh, time to fly me out. Aha! I know out. I think that's why I like Mashiro the best, is because she's like cat reference. Cheer shouts her activation key and takes off. Hey, look at Asuka. Sorry, I know you'd rather be practicing for the tournament right now.
だってこの試合がどんなに大事か私にだって
Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. Help. Thanks. She's friends with all of us, so she understands what's on the line. In a sense, this match is like the final showdown. Me too. That's the very reason we threw down the gauntlet at Misaki. I narrow my eyes, then look up the playing field.
改めてよろしくお願いします。
了解。
本気でお願いしますね。
はいはい。でも私の本気なんか大したことないよ。
そんなことありません。美咲先輩の本気はよく知ってますから。
それはどうかな。とにかくやろっか。はい。
Misaki waves her hand down below.
おーい、試合開始の合図をお願い。
Can I ask you to do that, Asuka?
私ですか？いいですけど、それでは行きますよ。
いつでもどうぞ。
よろしくお願いします。セット。
Misaki seems completely relaxed, while it's clear how nervous Mashiro is. The moment Asuka mimics the sound of a whistle, the two of them propel their bodies past the starting line.
じゃ、私はセカンドラインで待ってるから、ゆっくり来てよ。
The wave of the hand, Misaki jumps to second. Mashiro.
はい。
Don't fall for her tricks. She could just be acting like that so she can catch you off guard and take control of the match.
違うと思います。美咲先輩はただ普通にやっているだけだと思います。
Yeah, could be.
私のこと警戒なんかしてないと思います。ただ何も考えずに普通の気持ちというか、ニュートラルな気持ちというか、とにかくただショートカットしただけだと思います。
What makes you think that?
だって私を惑わそうとするほど美咲先輩が私のこと警戒するわけないです。
That might be true, but you always want to consider the possibility.
どういうことですか？
If you concern yourself into thinking that way, you'll get careless.
油断ですか？
That's the right idea. If that's part of her strategy, you've already fallen right for it.
美咲先輩の作戦だなんて私相手にそんなこと。
I'm just proposing hypotheticals. If it were her strategy, she'd have you right where she wants you now, and that's not good.
なりますね。
If you take her too lightly, you'll regret it later. Sharpen your focus and be on guard for anything she might be doing.
そうでしたね。美咲先輩と対面してちょっと気が抜けていたのかもしれません。
That's the spirit. You remember the strategy, right? Rush her down and mix in some feints. But be careful so she doesn't catch you. Mashiro speeds forward and touches second. The score is now 1-0. Using the propulsion from it, she speeds up while making a gradual ascent. Here we go. Mashiro's a speeder and Misaki's a fighter. In Speed Fighter matchup, it's extremely common for whoever takes the momentum first to win the match. Will the speeder break through and circle around the buoys, or will the fighter stop them? The outcome of this match could very well be decided in the next minute or so. After Mashiro reaches a certain altitude, she levels off and proceeds to fly horizontally. Our plan is for her to make use of gravity to swoop down at high speeds toward the midway point between her and Misaki in third. She's not making a straight shot for it because that's a beginner's move. Any good opponent would see through that. We don't want Misaki to stop Mashiro while she's gaining speed. As long as there's enough difference between her and third, Mashiro has the ability to adjust her flight based on what action Misaki takes. If Misaki decides to head to third and guard it, all Mashiro has to do is fly at her, full speed. She'll not only knock Misaki away, but be able to touch third after. A collision like that will allow Mashiro to preserve her forward momentum since repulsion is relative. That's why the one trying to prevent the other from reaching a buoy never stands directly in front of it. Misaki takes up her position, then casually stops in Mashiro's path. She heaves a heavy sigh, then looks up at Mashiro. What's she thinking? Fighters do have high initial velocity, but just floating there won't help her win. It's a breach of etiquette in my opinion, but I pushed that thought aside and glanced over to Asuka. Why bonk? I could tell Asuka's panicking right now. Misaki, on the other hand, just maintains the nonchalant look on her face. Does she have some plan? Mashiro, stay focused.
分かってます。
She zooms forward, making use of feints by looking in directions other than her trajectory and switching her shoulders to confuse Misaki about if she's going left or right. After initially leading her body to left, Mashiro does a sharp right lean and dashes past Misaki. Misaki just floats there with a smile on her face.
なるほどね。
Misaki follows Mashiro with her eyes, but she doesn't move in any other way.
よいしょっと。
After getting visual confirmation that Mashiro's about to make contact with third, Misaki shoots off toward the next line. Help. Words hard, help. The anxious tone in her voice echoes through my ears.
先先輩は何を考えてるんでしょうか。ただ
No idea, but don't let your guard down.
分かってますけど、もしかして私と試合をする気なんかないんじゃ。
They do be hard, it's true. As an English major, I know that more than anybody. Score 100 points, that'll be enough to wake her up.
ですね。そうですね。
Keep flying, Mashiro.
はい。
You can do it! Mashiro touches third and accelerates down the next line. Hi, Kitty. Go on. Go on, Kitty. She walking across my computer, everybody. It's an every stream occurrence. Once again, Misaki's just floating in place. Seriously, what the hell's her game plan?
行きます。
Mashiro uses the same feints with her eyes and shoulders while flying fast as a sharp angle, diagonally up towards Misaki. Mashiro easily evades her. Misaki does the same thing as last time. She doesn't follow Mashiro, instead jumps to the next line.
美咲先輩が何を考えていようと100点取るだけです。
That's the spirit. What's Misaki trying to pull here? Now she's just floating around on the fourth line. She's seriously not even gonna try to win? Mashiro's keeping her motivation high by aiming to score 100 points, but is this really how she wants to win her match against Misaki? Is Misaki doing this to hurt her? No, I know her. She's not like that. Misaki definitely has a trick up her sleeve, Mashiro. She's not throwing this match.
何かあったんですか？
Just trust me. Be ready for anything.
わかりました。
That's 3-0. As for Misaki... Huh? She's starting to circle around in a horizontal loop. That can only mean one thing. She's getting ready to intercept Mashiro.
美咲先輩。
Mashiro shouts out in a zealous glee. Misaki simply beckons for her.
おいで、真っ白。行かせていただきます。
Stay calm.
わかってます。
I sure hope she does. Following a steep climb, Mashiro dives down. Misaki reacts and starts moving around in search of the best position for her to successfully intercept Mashiro. She isn't going to find it easy, I know.
Hey!
Mashiro makes several feints involving her line of sight and upper body. In addition, she also rocks left and right at irregular paces. And when she pretends like she's about to choose a direction, she'll also throw in those shouts to throw Misaki off guard. If you're paying close enough attention, just those shouts might make you instinctively move. Mashiro is using everything in her arsenal to fool Misaki. Misaki once told Mashiro that she wasn't good at dealing with feints, which is why she's been working thoroughly on her feints during practice. You'd be hard-pressed to find a Skywalker who doesn't have trouble with these feints. The more you try to read her actions, the more confused you get. Or at least that's how it should be. Misaki is quick to react. Misaki stands in an upright position and throws her arms like she's swimming. This move is the initial wind-up that precedes a rapid climb. Mashiro reacts instantaneously and dives downward at a much sharper angle. Something flickers through the back of my head for a moment. Careful! I've seen this exact situation in a match before. Misaki does a vertical 180-degree roll and shoots toward Mashiro from directly above her. Mashiro's back is wide open, Misaki's hand is closing in fast. Mashiro was convinced that she'd already escaped her clutches, so the unexpected touch makes her completely lose balance. Misaki recovers from the upward force of the repulsion and she dives down toward Mashiro's back again, taking advantage of the fact that she's still struggling to regain her balance. She successfully scored another point. This puts things at 3-2. Fly in wide arcs to ramp up speed, then head diagonally downward. That was the exact same thing she did to Ichinose in the summer tournament. She was hesitant to fly after Ichinose back during that match, but now she's going right after Mashiro. Mashiro had gained a considerable amount of speed. Any average fighter would have been too dissuaded by her speed to give chase, but not Misaki. Whenever Mashiro flies in arcs, she flips in smaller ones, predicting where Mashiro will go and taking the shortest path there. Man, she's really something else. Finally, after sticking to Mashiro's heels for the past minute or so, Misaki pulls away. She's heading straight for first. She touches the buoy and scores her third point. She scores 3-3. I still can't believe she just evened the score like it was nothing. She was keeping track of her own position relative to the field while putting pressure on Mashiro. That's insane. Get it together, Mashiro. It's not over yet. It's not true. She didn't just give you those points for free. She was sacrificing those points so she could get data. Stop worrying about that and jump to the first line before she touches second. Come on, aren't you paying attention? She just touched first, so her plan is to go for the next one. Don't let that little setback shake you up. We've still got this. Losing isn't an option, Mashiro. She jumps to the first line and assumes position near the second half of it. If she went to the center of it, she wouldn't have had time to clear Misaki before Misaki reached her. By the time Mashiro reaches the line, Misaki is already beyond the midway point. Don't wait, fly toward her. Mashiro isn't allowed to go for second until she either makes contact with Misaki or their paths cross. Speeders generally prefer more distance between them and their opponents, so a situation like this where they have to approach them isn't ideal. As she realizes Mashiro is coming at her, Misaki raises her upper body to assume an upright position. Don't take her bait, Mashiro. She's trying to drag you into dogfight. How? How is that good? I guess you've somehow managed to ignite the fire in her. Someone who didn't care to win would never outright provoke their opponent. Still, you don't want to play her game. Don't take the bait. Fly until you reach her horizontal position, then make a U-turn and shoot for second. Whatever you do, don't let her get close to you. She only has to reach Misaki's position horizontally. Vertical distance doesn't matter. Once she does that, she can regularly score by touching the next buoy. What she needs to do now is close the distance horizontally while maintaining a sizable vertical distance between them. If she does that, she won't get roped into a dogfight. Mashiro ignores her provocation and inches closer. I mean, it's pretty close, you're right. Maybe that's why the word buoy is so funny to say. Maybe because it sounds like that. I don't know. Misaki accelerates toward the next buoy. Since Mashiro was flying in the opposite direction, Misaki passes her in no time. After her! Damn it, this is bad. Mashiro comes to a stop, turns around, and flies after Misaki in hot pursuit. The better play was obviously to turn around using a wide U-turn, since that would let her maintain speed. Calm down, Mashiro. If you were calm, you wouldn't have made such a rookie mistake. I almost felt like shouting at her, but that won't accomplish anything. Sorta? I mean, I would venture to say they're all probably bi, yeah? Don't jump to the next line, Mashiro. Don't worry about her touching speed. Just keep chasing her. If you use your advantages, you can definitely catch up. Saki touches second, bringing the score to 3-4. Saki is now flying down the second line while Mashiro chases her. Then, presumably having figured out Mashiro will eventually catch up, Misaki stops and starts circling in a small loop. Mashiro once again makes use of her feints. Saki moves to the side. Perfect, she can get past her now. At the moment I think we have it in the bag, Misaki moves to the opposite side. It makes it 3-5 now. Fly in a wide arc and shake her off with your speed. If Mashiro doesn't put some distance between them fast, Misaki's just going to keep scoring more and more. She's panting hard. Damn it, this is just like the first time. There's nothing more stressful than falling for the same trap twice, and that only speeds up the process of physical exhaustion. You feel helpless, like your opponent is always one step ahead of you. I've experienced this feeling myself. I can feel some section of my head burning up. It stings almost like poison. An image flashes through my mind. The day I quit. The day I turned my back on FC. Memories of that summer day came flooding in. It was once fun, became stressful. Everything I did from that point onward was out of fear of someone overtaking me. And when that day soon came, I had a mental breakdown. I could no longer play FC. Mashiro. Will she still be able to keep playing after being utterly dismantled by a player she vowed to beat? I almost believed it'd be easier for her to just quit. Those thoughts swarmed my mind. If I was playing, I probably wouldn't give up on this match. My vision is blurred blue. It's all coming back to me. The perfectly blue sky. The blurred image of my tears and the overwhelming pain and resignation I felt. Back then, I was too dumbfounded to even move or realize what had just happened. But you're not going to give up yet, are you? I wipe away the cloud of blue and find Mashiro. Right, fighting until the last breath is the only option in Mashiro's mind. She's a million times stronger than I ever was, and I couldn't be more proud of her for that. That's why I can't run away. I have a job to do as her second. I have to keep trying to get her the win until the bitter end. No, I will get her the win. Okay, so she's going after you right now, but at some point she'll stop and go for third. When she does that, chase her and make sure to maintain your speed this time.
Hi.
I'd much rather just have Mashiro shoot for third, but that's not possible. Misaki's easily in control of this match right now. If I make Mashiro go for third, Misaki will probably just stall her and swipe for her at another point, since she has the positional advantage at the moment. And if that isn't bad enough, she'll probably be able to make a run for third and score again. It won't matter how strong Mashiro is. If that happens to her now, with the clock ticking down, she'll lose all her desire to keep going. Mashiro. I can tell her stamina is slowly chipping away the more Misaki follows her. So why doesn't Misaki just break away and go for third like she did last time? This is essentially the same thing I was making her do against Ichinose at the summer tournament. Back then, Ichinose couldn't do anything because Misaki kept circling around her, and that's how she won. This time, her plan is to continually apply pressure on Mashiro by tailing her, which will whittle down her energy. I'm honestly impressed she came up with this. I remember something I told her during her match against Ichinose. If you really want to win, do whatever it takes. I look up at her. I guess she really is going all out. A chill runs down my spine. Normally it would be the fighter, Misaki, who has the disadvantage in this situation, but her technical skill surpasses Mashiro's, which allows her to make up for that weakness. The biggest issue here is the amount of stress she's applying to Mashiro. It's mentally exhausting when someone chases you, right on your heels for such a long period of time. She may have me to tell her what to do, but she can't exactly see her opponent. She doesn't know what might come her way and when, playing completely in the dark. There's nothing more frightening. It's hard to deal with any potential attack, and since you can't see what's coming, you only imagine the worst. Don't think about anything other than shaking her off, okay?
Hi!
Her reply might have sounded energetic, but there's no way she can just not think about it.
Ikimasu!
Huh? I know she has to be exhausted, both mentally and physically, but she suddenly accelerates hard. Are you sure you can do this?
何がですか？美咲先輩を振り切れって指示じゃなかったんですか？
Right, shake her off.
はい。
Even though Mashiro's cranked up her speed, Misaki follows right behind. I guess even she's getting tired at this point.
ねえ、マシロ。
Mashiro's Mike picks up Misaki's voice.
何ですか？
もうマシロに勝ち目はないんだから諦めればいいじゃん。それで
Mashiro just smiles in response.
美咲先輩は素直じゃありませんね。
それってどういうことかな？
ここで諦めるのが一番苦しいってことを言いたいんですよね。
違う。ここでやめちゃえってことを言ってるの。
また美咲先輩はすぐにそういう思ってもないことを言うんですから。
私は思っていることしか言ってない。
Suddenly she raises her voice in anger.
努力が才能に勝てるわけない。私がいくら努力したって届かない場所があるの。今のマシロならわかるんじゃない？
でも美咲先輩面白いですよね。
面白いって何が？
努力するってことがです。才能があろうがなかろうがそんなのどうでもいいじゃないですか。
She's so cute.
私今努力が楽しいです。
楽しくない。そんなの辛いだけ。
そんなことありません。だって私は楽しいから今 FC をしてるんです。
Mashiro starts to scissors while maintaining her speed. Misaki, who's still flying in a straight line, is quickly forced ahead of Mashiro. Go, Mashiro!
分かってます。
She breaks off her swerving, then flies toward Misaki and reaches out her hand. Hey! That brings the score to 4-5. Go for third, fly as fast as you can, and don't look back. She's doing it, everybody! Mashiro utilizes the force of her repulsion from the touch to twist her body and jet off in the direction of third. Misaki tries to give chase, but Mashiro's going too fast. She won't be able to catch up in time to prevent her from touching third. She leans forward to accelerate down the third line. Mashiro touches third, tying the score up to 5-5. Hey! Let's fucking go! Man, and here I thought this match was done for. You're doing it, Mashiro! You've got it! You can do this! Only 1 minute left on the clock, Mashiro. Whatever happens on this line decides the game.
わかりました。
Have you figured out how she got through your feints twice?
わかりません。
Misaki's tricking you into thinking she's falling for them. Her strategy is to make it seem like she's doing what you want her to, then she'll quickly move to the opposite direction. You're the one falling for her feints.
そういえばそうだったかもしれません。
So that's why I want you to go one step beyond this time.
そうですか。わかりました。やってみます。
Even further beyond! Go get her, Mashiro. Kick her ass! Whoever scores on this line will probably win the match. I gaze up at Mashiro's position with bated breath. You've got this. I believe in her. Misaki's circling around the center of the third line, visibly exhausted.
一応言っておくけど、負けたくないって思ってるから。
私もです。何が何でも勝ちます。
Kame! Kame!
何が何でもさ。私もそういう強い気持ちが欲しかったな。
今からでも持てばいいじゃないですか。行きます。
Mashiro rushes towards her, throwing feint after feint. Misuki. Help. Words. Help. Misaki moved her body sideways like she fell for one of the feints. Remember, Mashiro, the opposite. But even as those words enter my mind, I can't voice them to her. She only has a split second to make the right decision, so they won't reach her in time. Mashiro clenches her back muscles to lift... Goddamn. Words are hard, guys. Mashiro clenches her back muscles to lift her upper body, assume an upright position, and sharply brake. Following... I can't. She flies straight to the spot Misaki blocked. I forgot how much reading there is in this game. Bruh. I'm doing my best here, buddy. But Misaki's no longer there. She only pretends to fall for the feint, meaning she'll move in a way that catches Mashiro off guard to give herself the upper hand. Which means Misaki definitely won't be in the original spot she had blocked off. Misaki tries to force herself back to her original position and touch Mashiro's leg. Her game plan is to throw her off balance with that and force a dogfight. Luckily, Mashiro brings her legs in and successfully manages to evade Misaki's grasp. Your hobby is literally words. I know, right? But they're still hard. That's what I said. No one knows that more than me. But that results in a slight loss of balance. Her speed drops and she falls diagonally downward. Mashiro! You can do it! After regaining her balance, Mashiro flies a small arc as she shoots for third. I know, right? Misaki's flying right above the line. Mashiro has the speed, but Misaki is closer. Mashiro's closer now. She has this. But the moment her hand reaches for third... No way. Not Terraria. Terraria music is boring compared to this. Come on now. Misaki touches Mashiro's ankle from below and pushes her upward. And then unfortunately makes Mashiro somersault away from the buoy. With the force of repulsion throws Misaki downward. After recovering her balance, Misaki reaches up for the buoy. Now Mashiro! Mashiro, however, stops tumbling and curls up, straightening her body again. This is like some anime fighting music right here. This is like fucking amazing. The move she's about to unleash is a beautiful, yet mysterious quick turn that makes it seem like the player is kicking off the air. This technique is only possible because of the unique properties of the membrane. Legendary air kick turn. You can do it! They touched the buoy at near identical times, but Mashiro was faster. The final score is 6-5. Hey! Yeah, SAO, yeah, something like that. She did it, guys! She did it! Asuka's in awe of what she just witnessed. Misaki softly lands on the sand. Misaki. Huh? GG, everybody! What?
Misaki-chan?
After stomping the sand as hard as she can for a few seconds, she calms down.
Masaya?
Yeah? So what now? Are you going to keep playing FC?
そうだね。奇跡も食らっちゃったしね。
Don't call it a... Oh.
ましろちゃん。
Mashiro. She just now lands. Her feet totter as she walks. I don't know if she's just that exhausted or if she's still in disbelief that she actually managed to clutch out a win. Probably both. The urge to give her a hug washes over me for a moment, but I quickly use my better judgment. Her eyes are focused on another person right now.
Mashiro?
Just hug already, okay? With oddly stuffed, Mashiro reaches out her hand, and that hand clasps Misaki's. Aww, they're so cute! Oh, look at them! I ship them so much. Look at them. Aww. Oh, I love it. So Misaki is the one who now embraces Mashiro. It's so cute, guys. I look up toward the sky without even thinking about it. Very gay. Hella gay. It's a beautiful, clear blue from horizon to horizon. Their quiet sobs are drowned out by the sound of waves. Alright, I'm calling it. Everybody's poly and everybody's bi or pan or something, guys. I don't even care. There's no way those two are not in love. Look at that shit. It's after school now. It's just another day of practice for our FC club. Oh, I almost forgot about Monica. Oh my god, hello. Well, maybe not. Some things have changed.
秋の大会は終わったけど、船浜 FC 部はノンストップでビシビシいくよ。みんなこのまどか新部長についてきて幸せになろう。
なんで怪しい勧誘みたいになってんの？
そこうるさいよ、出戻り。
They're just roommates, everybody.
出戻りって言うな。
First thing worth noting is that Monica is our new class president. Club president. Help. Well, I made her take the position from me. Seeing how she's the most spirited person on our team, I think she's a good fit. As for why I relinquished my position, well, that's because I decided to try something new. I'm still the coach, but now I'm also...
先輩、今日は20秒全力で飛べるようになるといいですね。ちゃんと手を引いてあげますから。
Oh, he's gonna play FC again, guys. Don't forget, I'm still the coach here.
FC 部の選手としては私が先輩ですから。
That smug line's kind of adorable. But she's right, so all I can do is nod reluctantly. You heard right. I'm now training as a player myself, and hopefully I'll even compete in the next tournament.
まあまあ、マサヤは私が教えてあげるって。
Misaki?
美咲先輩。
行こう、マサヤ。どっか静かなところで教えてあげるよ。
Don't you be sus, Misaki. Misaki, quit blowing into my ear. Stop it.
美咲先輩、最近ちょっとおかしいですよ。
いやー、私気づいちゃったんだよね。
And what's that?
なんかさ、とりあえずマサヤをものにしとけば
Excuse me, that's a different route, Reddy. What?
行こう、マサヤ。汎用用とか、労用用とか、キスとか試してみよう。
What are you...
ダメです。
Shira forces herself between us.
ダメです。マサヤ先輩は私のです。私だけのなんです。
部活の時間はみんなのマサヤでしょ。もっともそれ以外の時間も私のになっちゃうかもしれないけど。
何するつもりですか。
いいじゃん、ほら喜びなよ。真っ白の大好きな先輩と美咲さん仲良くしようとしてるんだからさ。
She said what she said, everybody.
それとこれとは話が別です。
マサヤもさ、大きい方が好きじゃない？
Listen. Stop shoving your boobs against me.
マサヤ先輩。
How is this my fault?
ああ、こんなことならすねた美咲先輩なんか放っておけばよかったです。
Mashiro, that's a bit over the line. Well, maybe that's just what their relationship has become. They don't have to worry about upsetting each other with flippant remarks like that. For better or worse. Come on, no fighting, you two.
そうだね。
Saki smiles sadly.
ええ、秋の大会でアスカ先輩がまさかあんなことになってしまうなんて。
たった3人きりの FC 部になっちゃったんだもんね。
Guys.
ちょっと待ってください。
Unable to bear the teasing any longer, Asuka interjects loudly.
今まで口喧嘩してたのに私をいじるときだけ結託しないでください。私どうにもなってないです。
Poor Asuka.
大会成績もどうにもならなかったけどね。
乾さん強すぎです。でも次はきっと勝ってみせます。
いやいや、次の大会は覇王美咲ちゃん無双って決まってますから。
いえいえ、期待のホープ。
真白には再来年があるじゃん。
私の活躍って再来年になっちゃうんですか。
The silly banter between our close-knit team never stops.
っていうかさ、アスカちゃん抜いて3人きりの FC 部ってみんなナチュラルに新部長は。
Don't worry, it was all part of a joke.
私の目を見ていってお願いだから。
It's hard to when teasing her is so fun. Well, that's enough fooling around. We need to get practice started.
行こっか、マサヤ。
マサヤさん、教えてほしいところがあります。私も力になりますから。ちょっと待ってよ、ひなたくん。
Oh boy. It's even more hectic than before. Shira's totally glaring at me. at least decide on an order or... Oh. Shiro suddenly rushes up to me and takes my hand. What the hell? She shouts her activation key and an anti-gravitation field is deployed around us since we're holding hands. Her body slowly floats up into the air at that point. Aww. Huh? Aww. They're so cute. Shiro's floating body and mind, still rooted to the ground, are connected as her lips touch mine. The others, what are they making of this? Instead of looking, I drive those scary thoughts away by focusing on other things. The beautiful blue of the sky overhead, the sound of the waves in the distance, and the calming smell of the sea breeze. Well, it's actually straight, but in this moment I just want to savor this kiss with my beautiful girlfriend. Wait, is that the end? Main character is actually a male, but I mean, if you consider me main character, then it would be gay, yeah. Wait, so we don't get to see the last tournament? I wanted to see the last tournament! Oh, she's so cute. I loved that. Wow, I didn't think I'd finish it today. Main character's a male, boring, right? That's what I'm saying. I wish you could choose your gender at the beginning because that would be cool or whatever, you know? Yee. Yeah, I mean, I wish you'd be able to choose between male, female, and non-binary, whichever. That would all be nice, you know? I love games that do that allow you to pick your gender pronouns, like stuff like that. It's really nice. It's so cute regardless. There's really cute graphics in this game. Or if it was just ambiguous, yeah. Yeah. Just call them they, I mean, it's fine. See, look at them, they're so gay! I love them so much. That was really cute, though. That kiss at the end was really cute. Happy stretches, everybody! We did it! I actually did not think I was gonna be able to beat her out today, to be honest with you. I thought it was gonna go on much longer, because I thought we were gonna have to do the whole, like, fall tournament stuff too, but I guess not. I guess we're just skipping that. Alright, you're right, save. Alright, epilogue, everybody. Yeah, well, we do the bonkas. Hold on, I'll do all these readings before I start. Tea time. It's tea time. Baka 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 baka. How dare you, Ayla? Listen here, you can't bonk me like this. I thought we were friends. I thought we were family. I thought you were like my sister. Wah! Wolfy peta petas. Let me get the peta petas. Peta 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 peta. Thank you so much for the peta petas. Here we go. Where's the boop at? The boop. The boopity boopity boops. Is there boop in the snoots? Thank you so much. Aw, thanks, Ollie. You didn't redeem hydrate, but you said it's tea time, so I'm gonna hydrate you, right? Oh, I don't know about that, but thank you so much. Hey. Things have finally settled down somewhat after the end of the fall tournament. And that means Mashiro and I can finally have our long-awaited first date.
Senpai!
Yeah?
Hora! 映画館ありますよ! 映画館!
Thought we were having lunch first, Mashiro.
でも、なんかすっごいのやってるんじゃないでしょうか?
I don't know what your definition of super awesome is. And in case you need me to remind you, the whole reason we're looking for a place to eat is because you scrapped our initial plan of doing some shopping.
先輩と一緒ならどれも楽しそうで目移りしちゃうんです.
Yeah, it tends to happen. That's why making plans beforehand is usually the best idea.
なんでそういうこと言うんですか? なんだって俺が楽しませてやるぜくらいのことをおっしゃってください.
Well, we can do whatever you want, Mashiro. I'm just here to spend time with you. Aww.
そんなこと言われたって騙されてあげないですからね.
There's a documentary on the TV and my dog was watching. Aww, that's so cute.
どこか二人きりになれる場所ってないですかね?
Don't get all seriously and ask me that, Mashiro. It certainly looks like she fell for it. Not that I was trying to sweet talk her anyway. Oh, woo! I meant every word I said. Well, we have the whole day. Let's take it slow. That way we can relax and enjoy ourselves.
そういえばお父さんから先輩に伝言が.
You really have a low attention span.
いつからバイトに戻ってくるんだって. とりあえずは認めてもらえそうですね、先輩.
I guess. It's probably a difficult position for a father to be in, so I owe him for handling this in such a mature manner.
うどん粉の配分から教えてやるって.
Hmm? You said he's acknowledging me? Sounds more like he's trying to bring me into the family.
お話し合いはご自由に. 私は別に婿養子に来たうどん職人の奥さんでも普通のサラリーマンの奥さんでもプロのスカイウォーカーの奥さんでも構いませんから.
All of those seem a little out of my reach at the moment. Also, all of those seem to have one thing in common for Mashiro. But that's not something I mind. I'll do my best to find something that works for both of us.
先輩.
Oh, look at her. She's so fucking cute, you guys. What now? You spot some cute pets at the pet shop or something?
呼んでみただけです.
I can't feel myself blushing, so I look away flustered.
先輩.
She tugs at my sleeve. I'm not falling for your tricks, Mashiro.
約束守ってくださってありがとうございました.
Uppies! Huh? Hearing something I least expected, I turn and look back at her.
FC で勝つこと、美咲先輩を FC 部に戻すこと、二つ合わせて美咲先輩に勝つこと。先輩のおかげでできたんだって思います。私。
She's right, but I'm in the same boat, Mashiro. I couldn't have pulled it off without you. It was our combined effort that made it all possible. And that's how it'll always be. From now on, we'll always be a team. We'll assist each other hand in hand no matter what hardships we face. That's the kind of relationship we have. So you don't have to thank me. Helping you is the natural thing for me to do.
でも感謝の気持ちはちゃんと一回一回忘れちゃいけないと思います。ですからありがとうございました。
I guess I should too then. Thanks for keeping our promises, Mashiro. We both bow our heads and we look each other in the eye and I start laughing. Yeah, that was definitely a little embarrassing.
というわけで先輩、お互いに頑張る約束の時間です。
Shiro moves the conversation forward with that. In what way?
今日の予定。今日はこれから映画を見て、その前にお昼食べて、ショッピングして、先輩がおっしゃったペット屋さんも見に行きましょう。
Listen, Mashiro, there are only so many hours in one day, right?
でもって先輩は私に甘い言葉をかけたり、優しくエスコートしたり、サプライズプレゼントとか。
What kind of fairy tale date is this? Like, what sort of present do you want from me anyway? Oh, whoa! Be a little too much of a surprise. Hold on, we're still in high school. Calm down. So you were serious about that. So she does want that present too, but she's putting it on hold. Guess I'll keep on the lookout for something else to get her for now. I haven't even decided on a place to go, but Mashiro's already walking on ahead. She really can't contain her excitement. I can't see her face when I'm walking behind her like this, but even so, I know she's beaming with joy. Aww, yay! Happy Mashiro, everybody! That was really cute. I love that. She was really sweet. We love that she ended up happy, everybody. But yeah, so there's actually 4 routes in this game, and we just finished Mashiro's. So like the first half of the game is just going through the story and like learning about them and who they are. And then the second half of the game is where you pick your route. So whatever choices you make in the second half of the game, that's where you choose whether you want to do Misaki's route, Mashiro's, Asuka's, or Rika's. But I chose to do Mashiro's first. Most people seem to recommend hers first because it's the least, like, spoilery of the other routes. In Asuka's, the pink-haired girl, she's considered the, what's it called? The true ending? But all of the endings are valid endings. I think hers just holds the most power. But anyways, yeah, that was a really cute game. I didn't actually expect to finish it today. This game is really long. Like, I only did the 1 route, and I'm already at, like, let's see how many hours I've played. Like, I have to look at my Steam, actually, yeah. Over 40 hours. So, a little over 40 hours. So, the main routes, take about 30 to 40 hours long, depending on how fast you read. And I've also been doing them live, so, yeah. So it might have taken me a little longer because I have to read everything. But yeah. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really pretty, and yeah. Oh, he's live now? Okay. So we're actually gonna raid Jen, because he's really excited about playing this game. He's got the new Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that he's gonna play today, which just came out today. So, yeah, we're gonna raid him today, guys, because he's the fam, and he's been supportive of my streams all this time, and he keeps me sane half the time, so yay! Right, so, yeah, you're the bro, everybody. Yeah, we're gonna keep streaming every day at noon. That's my plan right now. We're doing, what are we playing tomorrow? Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I haven't played in forever. I go a long time between games sometimes. My ADHD be going wee-woo, but it's fine. We'll get back into that game and get that going again. And then all my other games will get going again. But yeah, I'll be streaming at noon every day this week. And I will be around posting the TikToks and other things. So thank you guys so much for stopping by today and for hanging out on my streams and supporting me as I'm getting back into streaming again. After my little depression spell. It really means a lot to me. So, thank you guys so much. I will be streaming again tomorrow at noon. Let's go raid the Jen. Bye-bye!